Welcome to Caseback Watches, my name is Tim, and for this video I've bought a nice Stowa watch and some Allen Edmonds shoes, and now I want to find out, are they worth it? Stowa Partitio, a model inspired by a 30s watch, made in Germany, very pure three-hand watch, let's say dress watch with a little extra. And I saw this on a forum, price was good and I just bought it. And I bought myself Allen Edmonds The Strand. This is sort of a legendary model with a reputation for fit and look. And I will show you both items, both products in the light box in a second. And I can tell you that one of these products will more on the positive side and one on the negative, which will be where. Let's find out right now. Okay, let's begin with the watch. What we have here is the Stowa Partitio hand winding, the hand winding model. And this is the reissue of a watch from the 30s, and you have pretty much 30s DNA here on this watch. But let's go over the measurements and the specs first. We have a case diameter of 37 millimeters. This I find very interesting because 36 sometimes is a little bit on the smaller side. And here you have this extra millimeter. And many people think, what's the difference? 1 millimeter. Believe me, 1 millimeter on the wrist is a huge difference. And the watch has relatively long lugs, as you may see. And so the length overall is 47 millimeters and the height is 10. This, of course, is the big advantage of a hand winding movement. They are very flat. And so we have very pleasant, elegant dimensions here. We have a sapphire crystal, and inside is the Celita SW200 hand winding movement. The watch is waterproof up to 50 meters. This is not much, but as said, this is a really dress watch. And keyword dress watch here. There's a bit of military in this watch. I mean, we have a black dial, very legible. We have very legible numerals with a lot of lume. Here you see a lume shot. We have a minute scale. We have a uncluttered design, which is very tooly and elegant at the same time. We have the old Stowa logo there on position 12. We have the Partitio, and that's it. We have a black strap. I don't know if this option is perfect, but let's discuss this a bit later. And so as I see it, this watch has the best from two worlds. It's a dress watch without a, let's say, very weak appearance. And it has a bit of military in it, which gives the watch some strength and some presence on the wrist. Here you see the crown with the Stowa logo. Here you see the lugs. You may notice that the watch is kind of a scratch magnet. It's not really bad here, but of course, if you wear this on a daily basis, then you will see some signs. This is a model 4 or 5 years old. I think now they come with an exhibition case back, which is not really important, by the way. The Celita SW200 is not the most beautiful movement in the world. So here you see the case back with some screws, and so very, very nice combination, very nice look. The strap has a very good quality, I must admit, but I'm not sure if this is perfect. My experience is rather that you can enhance the wrist presence of a watch with a different color than the dial. You know what? Let's check this. We have an 18 millimeter lug width, and I'm short with 18 millimeter straps, but just as an example, this is 20. This is a Kaufmann strap ostrich brown, and I think it really adds something. Oh, here you have a mesh bracelet for the summer, and as well looks pretty good, but this could overpower the subtleness of the dial. And there is of course a fine line between a subtle watch and a boring watch, and this in my eyes is really on the subtle side, but this depends of course on your taste, your region, your culture. But there are so many little nice details which push this subtleness a bit to the limit. There's this tiny texture on the black dial. You have those wonderful forms here of the hands, and everything is extremely equilibrated and nicely done. And so yeah, I'm really fond of this watch here. Operating the watch is easy. As said, hand winding feels like a Celita movement feels. It's not very exciting, to be honest, but it works, and their second hand is running, and that's it. here you have your three-hand watch. And the price for this watch is 790 euros. And used they go, yeah, well, it depends a bit on the condition. They go normally for 450, 500. Yeah, and I think those are reasonable prices for this kind of watch here. Okay, let's put it on the wrist. And here we are, 17 centimeter wrist, 37 millimeter case. And you see, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Relatively long lugs give the watch some presence, so it doesn't look tiny. The height is very comfortable, 10 millimeters, as you can see. It's very comfortable on the wrist, and so, yeah, very cool watch. I'm very happy with that. Okay, and now let's change the subject. Allen Edmonds The Strand, about, what is it, 2 months old and heavily worn, just really to test the product here. I've treated them only with transparent lotion, so I didn't renew the color so that you can see everything. And this model is kind of a classic, the Strand, and this model is famous for its fit. It has a very nice fit, and I can underline this. Normally you have this Oxford form here with this kind of Italian last, and then it's very thin, very narrow. Here you really have a tip, and this of course is not very handy because then your toes and here, and then danger is big that you have in this empty space here a fat wrinkle. And you see here you don't have any sort of wrinkle, and this is very nice. Leather quality seems fine. You don't see wrinkly fat neck leather or stuff like that. You just see clean surfaces, and so I'm very happy here with the overall quality of the leather. No problem at all. But now it begins. Look at those heels here. There's a gap. I didn't know what happened there. I think I've kicked somebody, but there you see another gap. See at this, and this didn't happen together with those scratches here. And this goes on. You have gaps here. I filled them a bit with glue, but now I'm really afraid that I can lose the entire heel, and this is very strange for a shoe in this league. I mean, those are handmade shoes, and handmade means that somebody had this in his hands, and he must have seen that this surface here wasn't flat, entirely flat, or that there wasn't enough glue between it. So this is a bit strange that the guy produced the shoe and he said then, oh, you know what, this is enough. Let's sell this. Let's sell this. This is a bit unsatisfying. I have cheaper shoes and the heels are perfectly in order. You see here, by the way, a sole. I do this with every of my shoes. I don't walk on leather. This is suicide. And this is an iron here. This is not for everybody. Some people really hate it. I have no problem with it. Zero. I like it because it keeps the tip here intact, and so no problem at all. But here inside now is the second problem, the second big problem. This shoe makes some noise. Look at this, or hear at this. And this you find sometimes when something goes wrong. You have an inner sole here, leather, and you have the sole you're running on. And between them there should be some glue to keep the layers in place. And if they're not in place, if they are loose, then they rub together. And then they make this strange noise. And you can fix it, of course, by removing the entire sole and glue it again together. So this is a very expensive fix, and I'm not willing to do this. I wrote to the company which sold me those shoes, and they gave me back a very big chunk of the money, and so now they are an extreme bargain, and so I will use them outside where this noise is not really a problem. But imagine this shoe in a quiet office would be, yeah, a terrible disaster. So overall, nice leather quality, amazing fit, but lack of attention to details. I mean, this is just crazy. This gap here, just crazy, just crazy. And these shoes here retail at 395 US dollars in the United States and about 450 euros in Germany or in Europe, which is a lot of money. And so I'm not sure what to state here. Is this really worth the money, the retail price? I would say no, with all those defects here. But keep in mind, please, that these are my personal experience, and maybe this is a bit of bad luck. Although the guy who made these shoes had any chance to see this. This is a bit sad. What did I do here? I really asked myself. I don't remember. Maybe that's good. We are nearly at the end of this video, but I just want to inform you that I'm making some progress with my own watch strap. Not manufactured by me, but developed together with an old company in Germany. And I think I have the company now. Everything is perfect. handmade in Germany with some certification so that you can track down the leather to the actual animal. They have another certificate for environmental production. Then you have a vegetable tan product. I'm not obsessed with vegetable tans, but when you wear something directly on your skin, this makes some sense. And beautiful leather quality. And they had some models ready to order. And they were good, but they were not perfect for my purposes. And so right now I'm developing my own product together with this company. And so I'm very confident that I can present you at least prototypes in a couple of weeks. And if you like to have your sneak previews, your update, then please follow me on Instagram. It's Caseback_Tim. And now let me thank you very much for your attention, and until next time.